sound. DP Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around. DP Underground has the best video clips in town. DP Underground has the best video clips around.
Hi, everybody. I'm back again doing another stream. And later tonight, we're doing a Patreon private show. Ship Bricksky's coming, and we're doing a Patreon private show. Too hort for YouTube. We're going to watch stuff that YouTube probably would age restrict us or just plain take the video down for watching. And I did make a cool thumbnail for it. I make so many thumbnails on private show days. But this is the thumbnail for it, meaning me and Shabisky are too hot for YouTube. We're so sexy. YouTube can barely handle it. Look at it. That's Shabisky's go-to face that he makes. That's his go-to, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, tonight, too hot for YouTube. Patreon show. We'll talk about that when it gets a little closer, when Shabisky gets here. I got all sorts of shit that I would normally be like, nope, can't play that. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be crazy. And I'll take suggestions later on as well. Let's check out the Cobraverse, because lately the political shit's been taking center stage, and it's overwhelming, to be fair. I think some of you might agree. So let's check out what's going on in Cobra World first.
Somewhere in the world today, men have got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. Stand up.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
It's amazing.
Stand up.
Yes! All right. So we've got Cobra and we've got Sasha, a.k.a. Warlord, doing an epic food review, tubes. Please like the stream. And if you would please, motherfuckers, send me a couple bucks. Help me get a little closer to the goal. I could really use it right now. I don't want to do I don't want to, it's a meme, but go into the negative. And I'm trying to stay out of the negative. So if you would be so kind as to toss a couple bucks my way by using Streamlabs, that would be unbelievably great. Please and thank you.
What up, YouTube? We got some KFC. What up, YouTube? Bucket
What up, YouTube?
of 8 extra crispy drum legs, 2 large gravies, Nashville hot mac and cheese, 2 large White Lightning Mountain Dews. And we got our co-host,
Sasha.
Hello, this KFC.
Okay, all right. Cobra, I don't know if you're watching. You should have Sasha hold the camera and film you doing the cooking. Or, well, you're not cooking, but you should have Sasha. Sasha can get some food after he films you tasting the food.
Came in piping hot, so we have to let it cool off. Like it was like piping hot, man. So
You couldn't even touch the package when it came here. He touched it. He's like, "Holy shit, that's hot."
So put up those large
Sasha has boobs now, by the way. Sasha has voluptuous boobs.
gravies. We got the gravy for dunking the
Yeah, see the boobs? Look at the boobs.
extra crispy chicken.
Sasha has boobs.
Ugh.
Look at the boobs.
Sorry. Theatrical effect.
No, it's surgically created boobs. Sasha got a boob job.
Now I've had the extra crispy legs dumped in the gravy, so I want to try some of this Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese.
Well, if that's what you're doing, I'll join you. Apart from watching you. Oh.
That smells fucking amazing.
Oh. Dang, everything you smell is good. I hope it tastes as good as it smells.
Nashville hot KFC with mac and cheese. Let's see how it do.
I'm gonna pop the sport. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm having a good day.
Sounds like it.
Do I try the mac and cheese or the chicken first?
I wonder if Cobra likes... is Cobra sick of Warlord yet? Because he gets sick of it! I'm sick of it!
Let's got a little kick to it.
Let me try this mac and cheese. Oh, fuck me, Daddy.
Yeah, KFC makes good.
Cobra's like, okay, well, let me talk about something else really quick.
Shit. I got some bite to it. I can feel it in my sinuses right now. I took one bite.
Ooh, that's got a little kick to it.
Is Warlord tweaking right now? Is this tweaker behavior?
That's what I just got done saying. Holy shit. I might save half of this bowl for when I leave.
Cobra's like, okay.
Ooh, holy shit.
That'll keep you warm for the fucking walk.
the walk.
Yeah, you seen temperature this morning? It's like -5 this morning when I woke up.
So they have mac and cheese at KFC now. I haven't. The last thing I ate from KFC was the spicy chicken sandwich, and that was several months ago. I remember the one year where it was trendy for every place to have their version of a spicy chicken sandwich. Even McDonald's had one that was halfway decent. Burger King had one that I thought was good enough. Everywhere,
I tried the
like
chicken in this bowl yet.
Popeyes kind of started the trend.
But I'm getting ready to.
It's got a little kick to it.
It's got a little kick to it.
Spicy, fucking flavorful, juicy.
I'm sorry, ladies, but if
Juicy.
a man takes you to KFC and buys you all the drinks and everything that you require, fuck him. Fuck him. Come on, seriously, it's just one load.
Oh,
like
come
that.
on. Cobra was like, nope, don't like that. Don't like the sounds of that.
That Mountain Dew.
Dude, I would totally smash on some KFC with Cobra and Warlord. I would.
Sweet Lightning is what we got here. Too large. I said White Lightning. I meant to say Sweet Lightning, but it is what it is.
White lightning.
White
That's an
lightning.
old song that I can't place the name of.
Ooh, that Nashville hot chicken got a kick to it. It's spicy. didn't think it had the, I thought they might have gave me the wrong one for a second, but then when I tried to bite it, and I'm like, oh fuck, that's got a little bit of kick in the back of the throat, dude.
Damn.
I felt it in my sinuses first. Then I felt it in my taste buds. But my taste buds are current.
I remember Shabisky had never eaten wasabi before. And he ate the whole big piece of wasabi, which I've done before too. But he didn't know what to expect because he had never eaten it before. And that shit hits you like here. It hits you up in your fucking nose.
And then my throat. As it went down.
Warlord. As it went down.
Ooh. And we need some Jack Daniels to go with this shit, buddy. I'll say this fucking later. Right now.
That was totally incoherent right there. What was that?
Ooh. And we need some Jack Daniels to go with this shit, buddy. I'll say this fucking later.
We need some Jack Daniels to go with this shit, buddy. I will save some of that for fucking later? Is that what he said? He's very enthusiastic about the drink combos. Cobra's like, maybe some Jack Daniels with this. Yeah.
Right now.
He nodded in approval.
Oh shit, there's no real. Oh wait.
Okay, so Warlord is out of prison. He has a boob job. He said he got actual, like, surgical boobs.
Right here. I'm saving that for later. For a drink combo. That sounds good as fuck.
KFC, your Nashville hot chicken has got plenty of heat to satisfy the Cobra's taste buds.
Plenty of heat to satisfy the Cobra's taste buds. We need to go to Nashville now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to find something else that satisfies your taste buds.
You got a buck.
I wouldn't be able to understand what Warlord's saying half the
You need to bully
time.
Pimp Monk into coming back on the show. Also try reaching out to Mint and Riley. I was in Matt Jarbo's stream the other night. He said he'd like to come back on. Also maybe Queen Boobies the first.
Queen Boobies? Queen Boobies. That's a new one. I'll let her know that you gave her that nickname. But thank you so much, because I'm trying to get about $150 before 11 p.m. my time tonight, before I get penalized by my bank. Let me take down this list, and I'll reach out to all of them tomorrow. Matt Jarbo. All right, Matt Jarbo. Mint and Riley. These are good ideas. I'll take more suggestions too.
It's full of like 8 pieces of extra crispy drumsticks.
I don't know about Queen Corgi because of the time difference. That maybe I could have her on in the morning, but she has a job, so that makes it kind of difficult.
Ooh, look at the extra crispy drumstick action.
Yeah, and I can ask, John, Pimp Monk, King Beard, whatever you want to call him. Everyone was like, "Oh shit, TikTok's gonna get taken down. What's Pimp Monk gonna do?" But I guess Pimp Monk does better on other platforms than he does on TikTok.
It's cooled off enough to where it's lukewarm, but not like piping hot or super cold.
Ricada came on once years ago. I don't think he would ever come on again, but maybe, I don't know. You like that chicken, PT Ham? Sweet. I don't mind KFC, but there's better Southern fried chicken to be had out there. I would say Popeyes is easily better. Church's is better, in my opinion. I don't know. I've had some downright nasty KFC, like really bad.
Sorry, it's Nashville, Tennessee hot fucking mac and cheese bowl.
Here we have Ezel's, which is really good. But honestly, the Korean stuff is really good. But if you're going for just Southern
dump that
fried,
gravy action in there. Oh, Somebody stop me.
At this Chinese market that they just opened in my city, not in Seattle, but in Bellevue, they have this buffet where you pay for your food by the pound, and they'll take a whole chicken leg and batter and deep fry it. It's really good. Very greasy, though. You got to like your chicken greasy as fuck.
Alright, you dunked your drumstick in that gravy. I'm gonna dump my drumstick in that gravy.
A big chicken leg, like.
Oh, that's the stuff. It's not spicy, it's just savory and sweet.
Bro, I believe it. I got a bun in my house. But,
You go to KFC,
ooey.
extra crispy drumsticks and gravy's where it's at.
Extra crispy drumsticks and gravy.
Ooey,
Yeah?
baby.
For the next couple of hours, my cameo's only gonna be like $10 a shout out. Like I said on my community page, so get it while you can.
He's doing a
Thank you all
sale.
have already ordered. He will.
Every now and then, Cobra will come into the chat here and drop his customized girl link or his tactical soap link or whatever he wants.
Fill his order in.
Yeah,
time.
thank you to everyone who has been blowing that up. I really appreciate it.
It was my proposition to gift y'all YouTubers with this food review. And Josh concurred.
I'm like, yeah, man, I don't mind featuring Sasha on a food review.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I said that. I don't know if anyone else said it, but yeah, I was like, get Sasha in on the food review.
There's two
Whoa.
homies eating out some good KFC, man.
I am a foodie just like you, so.
Have some money, Ben.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm working towards, getting the amount I need tonight, and you're helping out tremendously. Thank you so much. What else? Hold on.
And people have said my food, my opinion on your food and whatnot is interesting and good. You know Colonel Sanders was denied a bank loan 3 times because nobody in the South liked his chicken?
What? That's not true.
sad.
I mean, he
Yeah.
might have been denied a loan or something, but obviously he started his chicken shop in a gas station in Kentucky, which is the South, and it did really well and became KFC eventually.
And rest in peace, Colonel Sanders. He hates how KFC screwed him. I heard the history of it. But I'm sorry, but this is good chicken.
I worked in restaurants 16 years. I'm glad I'm not working in restaurants no more because it's a dead-end business.
Now, I've had the extra crispy chicken and gravy. It's amazing. But I haven't tried their natural hot chicken. I see all the foodies trying it. I'm like, I gotta get me some of that action.
I'm gonna have some more of this mac and cheese.
Go for it. I got one for each of us.
I got 2 guns. One for each of you. Yeah.
Fried chicken Fridays, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a good tradition.
Pick that shit clean.
Fried Chicken Fridays.
I know sluts like it is better than you. Oh shit! Shit. That's horrible. You know I know him. I'm related to him.
All right. Okay. We have a new product code, by the way, over on Patreon also. You'll get 15% off of your first month, and it goes from today up until a month from today. All you have to do is go to patreon.com/DP, and you should see like a like a banner for it at the top of the screen for one thing, and then I'll drop a link later on too.
Oh, look at that chicken action. Oh, isn't that sexy? Extra crispy KFC drum leg dunked in gravy. Oh, somebody feed a motherfucker, dude. God damn. Oh, that crispy action.
If a woman gave me fried chicken like this and then asked me to fuck her, I would do it in a heartbeat.
I like how when they were on Crystal Roberts' stream, they were complaining about somebody sexually harassing Warlord by like grabbing his boobs at the I think it was at like a homeless shelter or something. And then later on, Warlord's like, just because I fucked you once doesn't mean you can grab me anytime you want. So like he didn't have to, but he admitted he had like fucked this person before. It's funny.
Slowly, passionately.
I want to try some of that gravy and that spicy mac and see how it hit. Just a little bit for the
taste buds, just
yes.
to explore your, entrepreneurship. And
Oh, we're going to start doing more $5 Patreon stuff for sure. Yeah, and there's $10 stuff also. That like 10 is like the mother load. I'm just working on we're doing more post shows.
No, if you're not tired, extra crispy KFC dunked in their gravy, you're missing out.
You know, it's one of my favorite things to order from KFC when I do go there. I order gravy and their biscuits. Biscuits and gravy from KFC.
And where the fuck is shit Bricksky?
And the funny thing about the KFC that we have here, if you go into the building, right, and order it, look at the floor of our KFC versus the rest of the building. It's a darker red on the floor than it is the rest of the building. Because
what the fuck is he talking about? Has he studied the Casper KFC? Is there only one KFC in all of Casper? I wouldn't be shocked.
Floor of the building is the floor from the original building that burnt down. That's why it looks dark.
King Cobra's like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't care.
It's not darker, it's smoke stained. Yeah, that's the original floor.
Hear him slurping that shit?
That Hoshfield natural hot chicken is really good with the gravy on it. Oh, that's cheesy, creamy, spicy as a motherfucker.
He's doing a good. He's telling you about the flavor palette.
For my cause I want to have mine for later.
I might too, but I might end up finishing it. I don't know.
And if you want to finish it, go for it.
I do not know, good sir.
That's why Cobra needs to get his bike up and running again so he can zip around Casper on his bike. We need some bike streams. I should do a bike stream.
Now, what can I say about that natural hot chicken? It's fucking got a kick in the back of your throat, you two. Mixing it with the gravy, add like a little bit of savoriness to it.
He's got a kick in the back of your throat. Well, obviously, if you're big enough, daddy.
Oh no!
Use my trans friend to make some smart ass comment.
No, if I'm gagging on that shit, you know you're big.
He said, Warlord also said on that Crystal Roberts interview that like poop just falls out of him and he wears a butt plug to keep the poop from falling out. He said this.
Go ahead and grab.
So Trumpster Bob's like, see?
You a slice. Oh shit.
And I'm sorry, Walter. I don't gag on my toothbrush.
Jeff Dunham.
Sorry, I mean lively and trying to be fine and facetious.
That's good KFC, folks. Go ahead and grab you a leg.
There you have it. There's the Crystal Roberts interview was crazy. Just craziness. Let's see. Trump in California. Let's see.
Oh, you know what it is? The lawyer.
All right. I want to see what Trump had to say. Got to get it ready. All right.
Unfortunately, it's a very sad period, but what makes you feel good is I met so many of the homeowners, and every one of them, a lot of them, every one of them said to me they want to rebuild. I said, will you go elsewhere? No, 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 no. It wasn't even like a question. They love the area. They love the people. It's like a family. It's incredible, actually, when you see some things like that. We just left North Carolina, and we had just a similar type of disaster. It was water instead of fire, but boy, that water did damage like I've never seen before. And then you come here and you see
Nobody's ever seen it before.
But the people are so amazing, and your fire department was so beautiful.
Your fire department was so beautiful.
What do you guys do? They have very high standards, I could tell you. And we took pictures with all of them, but very nicely they gave us a little helmet, and I said, "Are you really
put it on, Mr.
this,
President?
Is this real?" And they said, "Yeah." I said,
earlier, Melania was wearing like a beanie, and now she has a baseball cap
I just want to thank everybody. We're going to be with you. Your governor met us at the plane, and we had a good talk, very, very positive talk. We have to work together to get this really worked out. I don't think you can realize how rough it is, how devastating it is until you see it. I didn't realize, I mean, I saw a lot of bad things on television, but the extent of it, the size of it, we flew over it in a helicopter. We flew to a few of the areas, and it is devastation. It's incredible. It's really an incineration. Even some of the chimneys came down, okay? When you have the chimneys come down, you know that's pretty hot
The chimneys
stuff, and
come down.
We're down. That was a bad sign, too.
Where's Santa going to get in?
But I just want to commiserate, and we're going to celebrate. We'll be back to celebrate one day soon, I hope soon. The federal government standing behind you, 100%. The First Lady and I are in California to express a great love for the people of California. We've had, I've had great support always in California. We did very well recently, as you know, relatively speaking, at least I can say.
He has to say that.
And it's been amazing. I have property in California, not too far away, actually, right up the road in Palos Verdes, a big property. And I've always loved it. I've always loved being here. But we have to grieve for the 28 Californians who have tragically perished. And sadly, you're going to be finding more. And that's going to be very sad, because I know people are missing. And when you look at that kind of incineration, you know what's going to happen. You're going to find some more. But with
it's going to be more dead people.
We've gone through, I watched your firefighters, and they were really fighting at a big disadvantage. I got to know a lot of them just now, and they're incredible people.
A lot of them.
They were so happy. They were saying, "Congratulations, sir." You know, they're thinking about country maybe even before this location that they all love. But I'm pleased to be joined by many of the great California leaders, both Democrat and Republican. And it's an honor to meet some of you I didn't know, but I know every one of you by name. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger. Thank you, Catherine, very much. Mayor Karen Bass. Thank you, Karen. It's nice to meet you. Representatives Jay Obernolte. Where's Jay? Jay, hi, Jay. It's been a tough period, Jay, right? Vince Fong, Kevin Kiley.
All right, he's just naming people at this point.
And I say that actually with love, because he's actually been a great congressman for a long time, and he's
Please like the stream. Please like the stream.
Daryl. So Daryl Issa, young Kim, congratulations on an excellent career. I appreciate it. Another one I know pretty well is, to put it mildly, is Tom McClintock.
Tom
He's been
McClintock.
with us for a long time. We have some interesting things going on in Washington, and it's an honor that you guys are here. Thank you, Daryl, very much, Tom. George Whitesides. Good, George. Thanks. It's a great name, too, by the way. Brad Sherman. Oh, I know Brad well. I know Brad, but that's all right. We're on the same side of this one. I know that. We'll work together, Brad, very well. A lot of respect. And Presidential Envoy Rick Grinnell, who's done a fantastic job for me over the years. He was ambassador to Germany, and he was fantastic.
Look at my
2.5 weeks ago,
African-American
over
over
100
there.
mile-an-hour winds transformed the Palisades fire and other areas, too, into absolute infernos of death and destruction. And this is already the most expensive natural disaster, they say, in American history. That's pretty amazing. The numbers are going to be staggering. We have, they said, the super.
So what is he going to
some
do?
Amazing people, and we have some amazing fighters for things like this. I also had the concept of getting some of the best developers in the country. I've had so many calls from developers, and they want to come in. They don't want anything. They just want to come in and help, and they really know how to get things done and get things built. I would ask that the local officials, because we're going to essentially waive all federal permits. We're going to have you go very quickly, because a federal permit can take 10 years. We're not going to do that. We don't want to take 10 days. I would. So we're declaring this a national emergency. By doing that, I can give you immediate permits. I'd ask that the local permitting process be the same. Some of the people were saying they're going to be forced to wait 18 months for their permits, and I don't think you're going to do that. I can't imagine that. So they are literally in a position right now they'd like to start tonight, and they'll clean their site, they'll do everything. They just want to start, and they were very concerned with the 18 months. So I'm sure you can get it down to, I would say, not even 18 days. They are ready, Mayor. They are ready to start. I met so many of them. The fire took place. It's nice and cool there now, and they want to start taking the debris. They want to take the debris. They want to do everything. They'll get rid of everything. They're going to do it by their own hand. And you're going to see some amazing things happen. So we're waiving the federal permits. Either waive them or give them to you so rapidly it's going to be essentially the same thing, but we're going to try and just
Essentially, bud.
and we'll rely on the local. But the local, I hope, is going to do the same exact thing. They're literally ready to start right away tonight. So if you could do almost the same thing or the same thing would be great. For a building permit, you're going to have to, check things out a little bit. A lot of them, every single one of them said they're going to rebuild. I didn't have one person say they're selling or they're leaving or they're disgusted. They love their community.
They're not saying they're
incredible. We even had
disgusted.
one from your neck of the woods, right? Yeah. Do you want to stand up? It was so nice the way she greeted my wife in a very different language, right?
Very different language. Can you get a load of this language she speaks? It's weird.
And it was very nice to see. And you're staying and you're going to rebuild and everything else. Yeah, everybody. So it's
You
really
ready?
good. So
Oh, here's
I'm signing an
Shit
executive order
Brixky.
to
We
open
gotta
up
switch.
the pumps and valves in the north. We want to get that water pouring down here as quickly as possible and let hundreds of millions of gallons of water flow down into Southern California. And that'll be a big benefit to you. If you don't want it, you're going to tell me, but I can't imagine it. I tell you who does like it is the fire department. When I said that, they were very happy with that. They didn't mind hearing that. But we have a lot of water that is available. And I hope you can work that out.
There you are,
But
Shabisky.
I think
How's
this
it going?
will show that we
doing, stuff and things. Just watching my hero on the screen.
Oh, yeah, Mr. President.
No, his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have to have that water.
It's my hero
We
right
have to have
there.
that water.
She stands
You're
for
talking about
nothing. Look at her
unlimited
head.
water coming up from the Pacific Northwest.
He keeps saying this.
Even coming up.
There's
from,
unlimited water coming from the area I live in. There's unlimited water, and we can just pump it to California if they need it. Shit.
Unlimited.
He said unlimited. It's crazy.
How's that work
unlimited
out?
water coming.
Unlimited water.
Ben,
Yeah.
did you know that I have to keep a clothespin at the end of my penis, or pee will go everywhere?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
A clothespin.
It's crazy.
A lot of water that
It's
is
true.
available. And I hope you can work that out among yourselves. But
Scary.
I think this will show that we have to have that water. We have to have that water. You're talking about unlimited water coming up.
Unlimited water.
The stuff he says is just so silly. Unlimited water. Okay, well, let's just start sending it to different countries and shit. We got this unlimited
Let's turn
supply.
the Sahara Desert into the Sahara Savannah. You know, like we got this unlimited water here. And he's saying he's saying it's here, like in this region. And then like somehow we're supposed to get it to California. I don't know. It's really far away. Like Los Angeles is pretty far away.
It's far away, but if we have an unlimited supply, we can help the world, can't we?
I don't know how
We can save the world.
Up from the Pacific Northwest, even coming up from parts of Canada.
Canada. He forgot the name of that country. He's like, what's that country called again?
And it pours down naturally. It has for a million years. For a million years.
A million
It pours down.
years.
You'll never run out.
We're going to get a geology lesson from President Trump.
You'll never have shortages, and you won't have things like this. And when you do, you'll have a lot of water to put it out. So I'm going to ask that you figure that out. But
Figure it out. I just told you what it is. No one else has talked about this before. Figure it out. Move that water.
We can do it.
What he's talking
Save
about
LA.
is how we get the water around here. We have mountains and it snows up in the mountains all winter, and then it gets hotter and a bunch of that snow melts and runs down into the rivers and everything. And it's like clean
Yeah, at some
water.
point, we were adventuring around, and there was like a big part of the mountain where we were just watching like water come down, if I remember right. And
Yeah.
or you just yeah.
Well, like
And,
the
you were
waterfall
telling
will
me
get
about
really
that.
big. Like the Snoqualmie Falls around here will get like really big. It's because of all the snowpack melt.
I am.
Yeah.
I really strongly recommended this 7 years ago. And
Yeah, nobody did it because it's not possible and it's not unlimited. There's a limit. There's a limit.
I think I'm going to just do it. If you have big problems, you're going to let me know, but I just can't even imagine it. But we're also surging federal resources and assistance to the state, and California must adopt the common sense policies to prevent fires, and we all know that. You know, we were talking
Common
7 or 8
sense
years ago, I was talking
policies.
to people from Austria, people from Finland, people that live in forests. One of the gentlemen, one of the top great leaders of Austria, said, "We don't have forest fires, and we have trees that are actually far more flammable than they have in California."
What?
But they literally rake their forest. They take down, if a tree comes down, they take it down. They say you have 18 months. After that, it's like a matchstick. And I know environmentally, some environmental groups like the trees to just melt into the ground. But when they do melt into the ground,
You know
they
what
become,
dries up the vegetation and helps it light on fire easier and the fires spread faster? It's called global warming.
Yeah, because
Trump is really concerned about that.
an inferno. So I think you're going to have to change your ways in terms of that. You have 30 years of leaves, and those leaves are dry as a bone, and they
there's like gigantic it would be impossible to rake the leaves in like
Yeah, that's gonna be first big thing he does. We're gonna rake the forests. Rake the rainforest.
Like there are huge forests all over, especially in the western part of the U.S. It would be impossible to rake all the leaves.
Yeah. Again, the problem isn't that. The problem is global warming drying out certain areas and making it far more flammable than it would naturally be.
Yeah.
They burn. You know, interestingly, because I was at Paradise, who's the general, right? Long time ago, I was at Paradise. What a beautiful paradise it was. And how is it doing, by the way? Are they rebuilding, right? Remember when he said, you were up here, President. I went there. I never saw anything like it. But you know what amazed me? I'll never forget it. The trees were okay because the trees are loaded with water. They suck that water out of the ground. And this was an inferno, just like...
Yeah, and then there's droughts. It gets all dry here, too. We don't have unlimited water supply. It gets dry during the summer. It's the winter snowpack that replenishes everything. It's not unlimited.
I would say no different than this, and it was also the wind that caused a lot of problem. I mean, you had tremendous winds that there's not a lot you're going to do with. You had up to 100-mile-an-hour winds. It's unheard of. But when I was in Paradise, I noticed that the trees, they were
Someone
dark
said,
on the
make
bottom,
America rake again.
absolutely living, and
this
they
would be
live
his new hat.
because they're soaking wet. But the trees that were on the ground, within 12 to 18 months, they say 18 months at a maximum, you have to cut them up, take them away because they're matchsticks.
They're
We saw that.
matchsticks.
You saw that with me. I commented at the time. I said, look at this. The house is burned down and the tree is standing, and it's, other than being a little different color on the bottom, and it went through an inferno. It's amazing. It's soaking wet. So I think they have to do it. It's called management of the floor. And
there can be management of certain areas, but it's the manpower it would take to like manage the forest floor of every square mile of forest in the United States would just be ridiculous.
Yeah, they'd have to use in order to find the best place to do that would be to like talk to scientists that have studied global warming and figure out what are the most, dangerous places, the most likely to spread a fire quickly and everything.
Yes. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You'd have to actually acknowledge that global warming's real in order to take the first step towards trying to solve this.
Yeah.
Let me do something real quick.
the gentleman from Austria and also Finland, and we don't name the fire.
All right, Trump.
It's among the best. They say it's the best farmland just about in the country, as good as any place there is. So, but you can't. It's no good without water. So that's beyond the fire stuff. But today we're talking about fire. But it's good for everything. So
Fire good.
Lead a group, and Daryl, if you can lead a group, I know how you feel, and support what I'm doing, because what I'm doing, I guess, is controversial. I don't know what's controversial about sending millions and millions of gallons of beautiful fresh water from the Pacific Northwest and further up.
Because it doesn't exist. Like, that's not a thing.
We have to. I have a house in Beverly Hills, and you get notices every once in a while. They want you to go down to 38 gallons per person or something, per house, per person. I say, you mean you can only have, 38 gallons sounds like a lot. It's not a lot. And they want to do that every once in a while, and you just think it's ridiculous when you have like just about as much water as anybody in the country, and we shouldn't be in a position where you have tumbleweed that's dry as a bone.
Just turn the deserts into non-deserts.
Rich and loaded up with water, and it's not going to burn. You don't even have to remove it. It's not going to burn, but it's just dry. So I hope you can all get
This is
together.
insanity.
Mr. President.
how can you clap for this?
Mr. President, could I just speak for a moment?
Kevin Kiley, California.
Yes.
First of all, you're absolutely right about the Coastal Commission. I've introduced legislation to rein them in. We've been talking with Rick about this.
They're out of control.
Absolutely out of control. It's insane the things they've been getting away with.
I think they thrive on it, actually, if you want to know the truth. So ridiculous.
That's right. They even tried to stop SpaceX from launching rockets.
It's true.
But you mentioned your predecessor.
He's like, don't talk about Elon.
Which is
I don't want to hear about that guy.
Not only that, during the Calder fire, which was a few years ago, which was in my district,
Okay.
600 people lost their
Elon
homes
does
in a
the
town
best
called Grizzly
salutes.
Flat. He came.
Yeah.
The best.
I did uncover these old pictures. Like, here's an old picture of Melania on Trump's desk. He's busy talking on the phone, though. And she's got her cowboy boots on. And then there's this one. He's just...
How long have they...
Yeah.
I didn't know they had this long of a history together.
Yeah, I mean, they've probably been together for... I mean, like, they have a son that's 19 years old. So...
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I never seen pics like this.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of
It's
pictures like
interesting.
this. Yes. Yep, it's the billionaire with his European trophy wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, that man.
It's the guy from Home Alone 2. I know him.
Everyone, please like the stream. Give the stream a like. So tonight,
dang.
later on tonight, we're gonna do a private show. And the private show, I've got all these crazy like public freak out, fight, police body cam type videos, and then I have some other stuff, some other weird stuff that I just normally wouldn't put into a stream on YouTube because it would get demonetized or age restricted or just taken down. So we're gonna do that tonight. Right now, if you go to patreon.com/DP, you can sign up and get 15% off your first month. Patreon.com/DP. So check that out. And what
I might even take my clothespin off.
Maybe did you get beer? Do you have beer this time?
I have a bit.
A bit of beer.
I have a couple beers in one of those beat boxes.
Beat boxes.
They're pretty strong. Yeah. I don't know if you see those around your area.
I don't know. I usually like what I like and go for like certain things at the, like if I go to buy alcohol. So I don't normally look around to see if there's like something new or anything. So what's in it? What's in a beat box?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like this kind of fruity, sugary drink that is pretty strong. It's 11%.
Is it wine or is it like it might be like malt alcohol?
Definitely some sort of liquor.
Is it a Boda box? No, beat box. You know what? I think I have seen them at gas stations. Beat boxes. I think I know. I think I have seen those around. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all right. I prefer normal beer, but they can get you feeling pretty good pretty quick. Let's see.
I do have World of T-shirt stuff on the list for the private show tonight too. Give the stream a like. Somebody help me out. Someone drop a 102, please. If you could. If you're out there and you'd be so kind. If you have the 102, I could use the 102 in my life. That would be exceptional if you could do so. Let's watch. Here's people arguing on the Piers Morgan panel show. He has uncensored, and it's the guy from the Young Turks arguing with some insane guy. Like Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, I have issues with some of the stuff he says, but he argues with a guy who's completely insane, and he comes out off way better.
He did that so crisp, so sharp, exactly like the way that they did in the Third Reich. That's not an accident. He's a smart guy.
All the evidence points to the fact not only is he not a Nazi,
All right,
Clearly
hold
up
on.
to the right.
President Trump pledged to transform the United States. Support woke the crucible, famed for what he calls
This guy.
sport debates with controversial thinkers from the worlds of politics, philosophy, and religion. And in the opposite corner, Cenk Uygur is the founder and CEO of the Young Turks, where the OG of digital debates, has found his progressive populism at odds with many conservative commentators, as well as his own side. Well, Cenk has recently made it his mission to engage with conservative and pro-Trump firebrands like Andrew Wilson. The question is,
So is Andrew Wilson really a troll, or is he like, does he just seem like a troll because he's so fucking crazy?
We're about to find out, because Cenk, you've got a volcanic one when it goes, but you've been on very good behavior since Trump won. Let's see if it lasts. Gentlemen, I joke. Welcome to both of you. Cenk, let me start with you. It's been a blizzard of stuff going on, as always in Trump world. But it seems unlike 2016, that this time there's a kind of laser focus and a plan to what Trump is doing. He's had time to think about this, time to work out what he got right and wrong first time, and he's hit the ground very hard, running very fast, really to try and send a message. Right, this is the new America. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so first of all, credit to him on both.
He's going to give Trump credit on a few things.
The optics and the action, right? So when a Democrat gets in office, they immediately start saying, our voters have to push us to do the right thing. And then they say, don't push, don't push, don't push. Hey, how about we elect you and you do your goddamn job, right? And for Democrats, that seems to be a really hard ask, right? So that's why I'm so frustrated with my own party. Trump comes in and goes, you want to see something? Boom, here we go, day one. Oh, it's signing after signing after signing, executive order after executive order. So give him credit for that. Number two, give credit to Susie Wiles, who ran a brilliant campaign and now seems to be running a very tight ship as the chief of staff. Now, when it comes to the actual orders, I disagree with tons and tons of them. Some of them are expected. We're getting out of the Paris Climate Treaty.
Yeah, the Paris Climate Treaty, over.
Which is a disaster for us to get out of, but once Trump's elected, that's fait accompli, so it's not like you should be overly surprised by that. The pardons of the violent criminals on January 6th is unacceptable, except for the fact that it was super obvious that he was going to do it, right? And then when he gets to the absurdities like taking away birthright citizenship, I think he does that as kind of a squirrel to distract people and get everybody to focus on that while he passes everything else, because that has no chance. That's wildly unconstitutional. And by the way, I would hope that MAGA would realize things that are unconstitutional.
Yeah, he's trying to ban birthright citizenship, and there are Republicans trying to get him a third term, trying to like revise, and that stuff's really difficult. That stuff's very unlikely, but I wouldn't rule it out because they're crazy. And they have the courts on their side.
And go, wait. We're supposed to love this document. I can't have you going outside the Constitution and outside the law.
Okay, Andrew, your response.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of problems here. So the first problem is these were not violent criminals who were released.
Some of them were.
These were political prisoners who were released.
No.
What happened is there was no fair application of the law whatsoever. These guys were being tried in D.C.
They were only destroying public property and trying to attack cops.
They didn't try. They did attack cops.
There was a political witch hunt.
Yeah.
We have more evidence every single day which provides for that. And why these guys are busy now complaining and showing us, down here on the border, we have a mom crying because she might be separated from her kid. Nobody commented on the fact that we have a ton of families that just got reunited on behalf
the jerks that attacked cops, they should be let out of jail. That matters. But the dumb woman who wants her kid,
all of the
what
Wilson
a crybaby.
Yeah.
Of the world. Welcome home, January 6ers. It's guys like this that wanted to put you away in a dark hole, absent due process, and throw away the key. These were not violent criminals. By the way,
well, hang on. Okay, Andrew, hang on. Let me just stop you there. So I actually interviewed one of the protesters, Jacob, who was the QAnon shaman guy. And I also had a Capitol police officer who'd been working that day. And what they both agreed, very interestingly, was that they both condemned the violence against police officers that day. So if you can have one of the protesters who've just been pardoned concede that the violence that was perpetrated by some of the protesters was wrong, unacceptable, and should be condemned, why would you categorize it as non-violent?
Well, I didn't categorize it as non-violent.
Yes, you did.
I said these are not.
He literally
violent.
just said that.
You didn't hear me say that. You're wrong.
Yeah, I didn't just say that 2 minutes ago. No way.
We got him, bro.
Which is how it's.
But if you're perpetrating violence,
we got him, bro.
What? How many? A few? A couple? This guy on May 30th of 2020. The White House was under siege. It was attacked. Over 100 Secret Service agents injured. We had they were burning down stations. This guy said.
So he's taking multiple events and acting like they're all one event, and he said, "Oh, they were burning down." He's saying there was a protest on May 30th, I think, at the White House when Trump was president. He's comparing that to January 6th, but then he's also adding in like the CHOP and some of the other stuff that happened around the country. They're burning down a police station.
Oh, well, Trump had to go hide out in his bunker. Can you imagine if the roles were reversed and Donald Trump came out and was like, oh, AOC had to go hide. Oh, these politicians had to go hide. He doesn't care about political violence. The left doesn't care about political violence at all. They'll use it when it's expedient for them. They always do. Pointing to a couple of bad actors at this thing and saying all of them have to be thrown away. And, you know, the key thrown away with them is insanity. And no, I don't think so. I think it's a miscategorization to frame all of them as violent criminals, and that's
they
exactly
weren't all violent at all. I mean,
that's what he was doing. That's what he was framing it, though.
Yeah, no, listen, I don't, and Cenk, I do not agree with that. I don't think all the 1,500 were violent. In fact, we know for a fact they weren't. A lot of them were not.
But I think every single person there was violent. I didn't hear that.
He did not say that. There were people that. See, the issue is that there were people that just went into the building and didn't really do anything, like they didn't steal anything or vandalize, and then they left. The issue is top train. I do need a tip train. If you guys want to save my ass, a tip train right now would be very helpful. So thank you. But yeah, there were people that. But the issue is those people got in because there were people that were like attacking the cops and distracting enough of them so that other people were able to just like walk right in, because other people also like broke the windows and shit, you know. So they all acted together. So I would say anyone that like planned to get more people to go into the building or attacked cops so that other people could get into the building, or broke a door down or broke a window so that other people, like all together, like anyone who was involved in that should have faced some consequences.
It's definitely a case by case.
Yes,
thing. Everybody should probably get in trouble, but the ones that didn't really do much shouldn't really get in much trouble.
I would say the people who went to the building but didn't encourage anyone to go in and just stood at a distance from the building, and like was there outside of the building, they probably shouldn't get in trouble if there's no evidence that they didn't have anything to do with people like being encouraged to go in. But anyone who like encouraged people to go in or like planned to try to like get more people to go in, and then people who, you know, broke in and went in and stole shit, and then the people who attacked the cops, it should be even worse. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say
that. You did say that.
So look, no, all right, whatever, dude. So on the Young Turks, we've been super clear about this, and as always, we're the one guys setting people who are fair. You'll see both sides do all this extreme stuff like Andrew's doing. So first of all, the people who went to the speech of Donald Trump, a lot of times they get thrown into this, and I have always said, no, that's not fair. They didn't go down to the Capitol. For the people who went to the Capitol, it's an obvious crime to break into the Capitol.
To go in.
And why were they doing that? They were trying to overturn the results of the election. So you could blah, blah, blah on all your talking points, but it's absurdity. Obviously, they were trying to hurt our democracy. They were trying to steal that election. And were some of them violent? Were all of them violent? No. Were some of them violent? Obviously. We have eyes and ears. So you can do all the propaganda you want, but we just watch the tape of them trying to beat the crap out of the cops. I thought you guys cared about cops. I care about crime. I'm against crime. And, you know,
I'm against crime. It's crazy that you have to even say, I mean, like, obviously there's a few things that are crimes that are victimless crimes, like smoking weed is still technically a federal crime.
Yeah.
So, but no one's getting locked up for that now.
And we take heat sometimes.
Unless you're like on, I guess maybe if you were like in a place. I mean, weed is legal in Washington, D.C., so it's like even in the federal district, it's legal, but it's federally illegal, which is so weird to me.
From the left, because they think that crime is a right-wing narrative and doesn't actually exist. Well, the voters just showed you it does exist, and they're pissed about it. But they're also pissed about it when you go beat up cops for Trump. So look, I'm past it because the American people voted. They put Trump back in office, and that's pretty definitive. I didn't want that, but it happened, right? But if you're going to try to do revisionist history, that these were some patriots who showed up for a picnic, but oh golly gee, there was a Capitol, so they started to bust in and beat the living crap out of the cops.
But it is if you suck Trump's dick.
Yeah, if it's for Trump, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the name of Trump, I'm going to do this.
You can do it in the name of Trump.
And he lost the election, but no, it was stolen. So they go and try to do a coup attempt. I hate it. I think it's a terrible precedent. And I think every time you guys defend it, you sound absurd, and it sounds like overwhelming, ridiculous propaganda.
Andrew?
Yeah, what it's about is a fair application of law. And there has not been fair application of law here. Cenk himself cannot even do fair application of law. At the same time, he says, they're trying to coup and overthrow the democracy. It's exactly what happened May 30th when they were attacking the White House. They were attacking Secret Service agents. They wanted to get in there. And all he could do was whine about how Trump had to get sent.
It's such a weird argument to compare May 30th to January 6th. They're not even comparable.
To a bunker. Where was his outrage about the coup d'etat? Where was he when Black Lives Matter was burning down cities?
No coup
Nowhere.
Burning down cities. Which cities no longer exist because they were burnt down?
He was saying
raked the leaves from the ground, we wouldn't have these fires, according to Donald Trump. Pensive face.
Yeah.
It's those damn leaves.
Instead, Cenk, I didn't interrupt you once. Do you think calm down for me? So anyway,
the ironic thing about his argument is he's proven, like, he's saying that the Black Lives Matter thing was bad, right? So, like, them burning down cities and stuff, like, he's comparing that, and he's basically saying, like, sure, they did something bad, but what about these other people that
cities were burned down? There were large demonstrations in multiple cities around the country, and there was vandalism and looting. And there was the autonomous zone in Seattle, which was like a block or like 2 blocks. And there was some, vandalism and looting and that kind of shit. And one person was murdered by like gang members, I believe, that had like a vendetta against him. It was like a gang related thing. But there's no city that was burned down. There'd be like these giant like areas of like burned down buildings and shit if that were the case, and that doesn't exist. And I looked up May 30th, by the way, and it just says that protesters gathered around the White House on May 30th. Police vehicles were damaged, with one protester graffitiing words disparaging the president. Monuments on the National Mall, including the Lincoln Memorial and the National World War II Memorial, were defaced. Yes, and those people should be prosecuted for that. I'm fine with that because they defaced property where that was, you're not allowed to do that. And if they did attack police officers, then they should be prosecuted. But I don't see anything about that happening. So if it happened, it wasn't at any level near January 6th levels of attacking police.
What's going on, very simply, is that he has the revisionist history. While at the same time, the Democrats are saying, you got to stay home and stay masked up. They're telling other people, go outside, burn down cities, make Chaz
Burn down
Chop,
cities.
a nice free independent zone. I don't know how you could say that that's anything other than an insurrection.
He's talking about the autonomous zone, and then they changed it. At first it was the Chaz, the autonomous zone, and then they changed it to the CHOP because they realized that declaring an autonomous zone might be a big issue. So then they changed it. And people still kept calling it the Chaz, even though it was
to say that this is now no longer part of the United States government. Have your own armed militia there. The entire 9 yards. May 30th, they attack, and this guy says no.
He's conflating multiple things all at once, like the Seattle CHOP zone is very different than the May 30th protest in D.C. But he's weaving like the president.
It seems like he's doing what a lot of people do with politics, where you'd be like, hey, Trump did this. And they'll be like, oh, well, what about Hillary? She did this and that.
Yeah, it's whataboutism.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing here as far as I'm following along. And it's like, that's stupid and illogical. Like, and it especially is illogical if he's saying this and he's saying that, you know, of course, these cities didn't get burned down, but these cities getting burned down is a bad thing. If that's what he's trying to say, then it makes no sense, his argument.
Yeah.
His argument is basically, they got away with it, so we should get away with it too.
Yep.
Suddenly, J6, though.
No.
Oh, my God, they're violent extremists. They're going to overthrow democracy. It's all nonsense. It's not fairly applied. He's never fairly applied it. The laws has never been fairly applied to the J6ers. They were tried in D.C., not in front of impartial juries. And here's how our law works. Our law works like this. 1,000 walk free, so one guilty person doesn't spend a day in prison. That is the precedent for our law. That's why they got pardoned, and it's exactly why they should have.
Yeah, and Andrew, on the ending the birthright...
No, they were pardoned because they were doing it on Trump's behalf.
Hang on, Czech. I'll come to you in a moment. Response. On what Czech mentioned also about the ending the birthright of citizenship is one of the executive orders. Do you think Trump intends to do that? Because it seems to me he's already won the debate about illegal immigrants who are here are criminals in America.
Yep.
Everyone pretty much agrees they should be.
Wanting to bring TikTok back, as far as I'm concerned, was like, oh, I got a TikTok on there and it did really well.
Yeah.
You're right. And so he's like, oh, I care about TikTok now.
He was behind the banning when it first happened. He was all for it.
Yeah, but then he made an account and got like 3 million followers on the first day or something. And he's like, okay, this is for me.
Yep.
And sent back, I could do this. Including the million who've already been processed but haven't been deported yet. So all of that seems to be very popular, but there is a lot of anger about the idea that you may end what seems to be a very American thing, the very ethos of the country, this birthright citizenship. What do you feel?
It's a very un-American thing. The 14th, or I'm sorry, this was never, by the way, never set up so that people could come in, have a baby, and then anchor themselves to the child. And that's what's been going on, and it's been going on for years. We know it's been going on for years. This was designed for things like for immigrants who came in.
It was designed, the law was designed for the children of freed slaves. Originally.
Children here, of course, those are United States citizens. Nobody's disputing that. What we're disputing is that you can just come in illegally, have a child on American soil, and then try to anchor yourself to that child. That is not in the spirit of what we're even talking about. Of course, Trump wants to end it. It's bad policy across the board. It's always been bad policy across the board. And I hope the Supreme Court, it gets challenged by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, so what he wants is he doesn't want it to be changed the traditional way by amending it, which is a very long process, and there's no way they can do it. What he wants is it to go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court decide instead.
First, we could get it in front of them so that they can interpret it correctly.
So that they can interpret it the way I want, so that Trump, so that it goes the way Trump wants it to.
Because that's not the way this is supposed to be applied.
Shank?
Yeah, so first let me address what he said, and then I'll come back to this. So, look, guys, what happened on May 30th was nothing but a protest. But if they attack Secret Service guys, then they should be arrested. That's a violent crime. I'm principled on both of those things. And in Portland, when they took over a portion of the city,
that was in Portland.
I was against.
Well, Portland did have protests too.
Like, well, that's not a thing. You don't get to take over a portion of a city. I was against it when gangs took over apartment complexes and buildings in Colorado. So if Trump stays with things that the American people are in favor of, getting rid of the violent felons that are undocumented here, that's going to be very popular, whether the left likes it or doesn't like it, right? But when he goes too far and he goes to things like birthright citizenship, then people are going to push back. And that's when it gets interesting. Is Trump going to double down and go, no, I'm going to, go to demagogue on this and get you people to hate, foreigners coming in, et cetera. And I don't care what the Constitution says. And we're going to change the way America is. And you're no longer an American if you're born here. We're going to judge you based on, where you're from, et cetera. That'll be very unpopular. Does he dig in, or does he, as he does sometimes, go, man, you know what, I gave it a shot, didn't work, and retract? I hope that that's the direction he goes, because this whole, look, brother, if you have a problem with a part of the Constitution, you need to go through the right process. You need to go.
No, he wants a
amendment.
new process. He wants an easier process. He just wants the court to be like, nope, Trump is right.
Amendment to get money out of politics.
Trump's always
but when
right.
Biden was in office, I didn't think he should just come in and go, forget what the Supreme Court said. Forget what the Constitution said. Let's go nuts and do whatever the hell we want. That's not how it works.
Well, gee, I never thought about that. I didn't know that we were supposed to go through a process of law for these things, which is exactly what Trump is doing via his executive order, which then hopefully will get it in front of the Supreme Court, which looks like that's what the plan is.
Part of the legal process.
By the way, just so you know, the interpretation of this, that's what we're really talking about, is the interpretation. Ultimately here, it is not, and you need to agree with me on this, it is not in the spirit.
You need to agree with me on this.
Yeah, I love that.
You
Who
can
the fuck
come
even
in.
says that ever? Before they make a statement, you need to agree with me on this. Like, okay.
And have a child here and anchor yourself to the child specifically so that you have some pathway or motivation to citizenship. You say it's not a part of the legal process. Yes, these challenges, getting in front of the Supreme Court, getting in front of various courts, is part of the process. It's been done this way time and time and time again. Also, I reject categorically what you said, just lied to the audience. You called Trump bunker boy, right? He was going down to the bunker during the protest to inspect it. Ha, 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 right? You didn't care at all.
Yeah.
You weren't denouncing political violence. You weren't denouncing these people getting beat up. You didn't care when the violence is on your side like a typical Democrat. You don't care at all, Sink. You don't care. And you've never cared. The only reason you care now is because you want to kiss.
And I condemn it every time people do violence.
Literally
every
I'll say
time.
snake. But the thing is, Snake, is that you're just trying to kiss the right wing's ass now to get back in with them because the left has categorically rejected you, and that's what's actually happening.
Cenk, is that what's happening?
All right, you amuse me. Yeah, this guy amuses me. So, like, you think calling me Snake is going to somehow win you the debate? Good luck with that childish.
I already won the debate.
Way of going. Oh, you did because you said it. Okay. That's, by the way, another debating tactic. Just saying you won. And second of all, we have 27 million. How many times do I have to say this? 27 million subscribers, 30 billion lifetime views. You're a pimple on my ass. I literally don't even know who you are. So you come in here talking about audience.
Dude, that's great.
And you're a snake. Okay, you're a turtle. You're a scorpion.
Audience.
Whatever. Do I win now?
I didn't say anything about audience. What are you talking about? Are you a lunatic?
You did. You just said, "Oh yeah, the left wing's audience has got a problem with it."
I
know the left wing better than he does.
To your audience. You're trying to cozy up with right wingers. What were you doing at TPUSA, Sink? Trying to cozy in with right wingers like Charlie Kirk, kissing their ass. You're literally kissing up to them because you want in good, because the left is rejecting center left policies now. That's what's happening.
Hey, brother,
they either want to go far left or far right.
Okay, listen, brother. As you see me bitch slapping you right here on national
He almost said national television, which is not. Yeah, that's kind of a phrase we need to eliminate eventually here.
The only thing you can bitch slap's
What part of that seems like cozy?
The only thing you can bitch slap is a cheeseburger? I don't get that.
What's the part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th. I think you hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing? Bitch?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you can with a weak right.
We need to put these guys in a ring.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Kirk, when you have weaponized political violence yourself.
Oh,
the same
Charlie
time
Kirk
you
is
say,
weak right and you're strong right.
At the same time,
Interesting.
at the same time, you say, wait a second. Oh, I can't believe the J6ers.
Is anyone out there that's willing to drop a 102 to get Jared to giggle for 2 minutes? I don't know.
Tip to make me drink.
Or
I'll drink.
any of the 2 levels, like 12, 22, 32, any of those bring up like a giggly screen. We could really use that right now.
You didn't give a damn. You've never given a damn. We have your words on record. You flip-flop. You're the biggest flip-flopper on the left. You're known for it. People make fun of you for it because you move positions. You and Anna Kasparian both move positions like a tube of toothpaste.
Oh, Trump! I love Trump! Oh, I love Trump so much.
And all you care about is Trump derangement syndrome.
Oh, we got the king in the chat. What's up, Cobra?
Trump derangement syndrome.
All right, let me try.
TDS, always on display.
Wait a minute.
And fuck sickos.
Time out.
I gotta say one thing.
Sickos.
You both made your feelings clear.
How could you say that I'm cozying up to the right and say I have Trump derangement syndrome?
All right.
Make up your mind. You're a very poor thinker.
We watched the entirety of his entire first term. You were Russia. He's a colluder. He's evil. He's this and that. And he flip-flopped on that position the second it was politically expedient.
Okay. Let me try
None of those things are true.
Let me try and move on
They're all
to guys. Let's move on to some policy debate. Andrew, let me ask you: do you feel like the woke worm is in reverse as strongly as I'm sensing it is? And it's specifically just a simple statement from Trump that the policy of the United States will be to recognize 2 genders, male and female. Well, duh. That's always been the case. It's just incredible that the president of the free world effectively has to make this clear to people who'd lost their minds and believe that actually men can be women and women can be men. But do you feel that this has been a big marker in the...
And by the way,
this is political.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, politically speaking, it shouldn't matter, right? So we should have equal rights, men and women. So it shouldn't matter if it says a female, I don't know.
I don't know.
Does it really matter?
They basically... a lot of the trans people in sports thing is very highly exaggerated.
Oh yeah. And it's only things like that where it does make sense to bring gender into the conversation and everything. But it's when it comes to politics, does it really matter?
It's overly politicized for sure.
Beginning of the end of
when it's something like I'm saying that basically almost doesn't matter,
Virus, as Musk calls it.
No, it's not the end of the woke mind virus. You're going to always have to battle this as definitions change because people need to justify their insane and degenerate behavior in society.
What's up, Sasha?
So they come up with all sorts of nonsense like this. In this particular case, the trans advocacy groups have done more to reverse any type of progress LGBTQ people in the United States have made in the last 30 years because of what they're trying to do with children.
Shout out to
the
Sasha.
Fact that they don't care that you, as a Christian, do not believe at all that a man can become a woman. So yes, this is whiplash on that. There's going to be a lot more whiplash that's going towards that as people reject categorically what these people have been trying to push on us. You can look no further than what just happened at the inauguration. You have a female bishop. That's an impossibility.
Oh,
that is not Christian at all. You're not allowed to have female bishops. That is satanic.
So because there's this female bishop, because I think she's Episcopalian, was it? And they allow women to be, priests and bishops and shit. So, and this guy's probably Catholic or whatever, because a lot of MAGA people, a lot of MAGA supporters are Catholic and shit. So he's saying, oh, it's satanic to have like a woman priest or bishop or whatever.
That's literally
what a
satanic.
surprise that the guy cares so much if I call myself a girl or a boy. He also cares a lot about whether there's a woman or a man that's a priest.
Yep.
That really matters. Matters so much.
To have a female bishop come up and say anything.
On our country.
Jake just laughs at it.
You can laugh, but it is. That's
Okay, well,
speaking. And the reason you're laughing is because it's true.
Well, Cenk, I'll get you to respond, but first of all, let's play the clip of that bishop, because my objection was actually...
You hear him call him snake?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President.
Yeah, this is what was said, and Trump was so pissed off about
on
this.
those in our communities.
Because he's stuck there. He can't, he's in church. It was the national prayer service.
Whose children fear that their parents will be taken away. And that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here.
So, Cenk, I mean, notwithstanding Andrew's position on the fact there shouldn't be a female bishop, but the fact that she was there on such a big historic moment, delivering a kind of scolding woke lecture with Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and their wives sitting there, I just thought it was completely inappropriate. I didn't care who the president was or what the scolding was, but to turn the pulpit into a scolding thing about all America's gay children are going to be running for their lives, I just thought it was completely wrong.
Yeah, Piers, I totally disagree. I loved it, and the reason I loved it is because it's truth to power.
I like how Piers Morgan's like, yeah, she should have just shut the fuck up and fall in line and worship Trump when he's there.
And you can say, hey, it's her truth. It's the truth of about half of Americans. It's not necessarily the truth, but at least she's trying to challenge the powerful, and I love that. Look, the reason why a lot of people agree with me is because I challenge the powerful on both sides, on the Democratic side and the Republican side. And that makes the partisans get super mad at me. No, Biden's right about everything. No, Trump's right about everything. No, I love that she spoke for half the country.
I've never said Biden was right about everything. Biden was definitely wrong about a lot of things.
She said it right to his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I was saying earlier, when you point out something bad, they're like, oh, well, what about Clinton and stuff? Like they want to play their football game with it or whatever. There's a lot of people that are really stupid like that. They just their team's perfect and the other team's all fucked up.
Jank is getting swallowed into the Matrix.
I wish reporters would do that.
Yes.
And I think a lot of the reporters got the message to be softer on Trump. No. Be harder on the Democrats and the Republicans and the establishment. Be harder on everyone. So do exactly as she did, even though apparently she's Satan. Brother, look, how can I talk to you, man, when you say such ludicrous things? Do you know that like 95% of Americans, when you say that she's satanic because she's a woman bishop, think that you're nuts? Do you at least understand and acknowledge that?
First of all, they don't. You don't understand anything about the Bible, apostolic succession, church history. You don't know anything about these things, Cenk. You have no idea what you're talking about. First of all, she wasn't speaking truth to power. She was speaking subversiveness to goodness. And that's what's actually going on, and that's what Democrats are great at doing. Sure. Yes, it is completely satanic to have inversion. Inversion is when you take what is considered the Christ head, in this case a bishop, and invert it to a woman. That's what you people are great at doing, is inversion. If you look at the 2,000 years of Christian history, you would understand this, especially church history, going all the way back to the time of Christ and apostolic succession. People, you can, but the truth is that people get all of their ethics and goodness in this nation from biblical ethics and Christian ethics, not from St. Huber thinks it's neat that a chick can do this. It's like, no, that's not part of our ethical standard there. That's not what it is. We don't have an ethical standard based around your version of the woke Bible. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When you call a respected bishop a chick and satanic.
Respected by who?
It's funny that you don't see that you lose such a giant percentage of the country. And so, like, guys like this make it nearly impossible for a huge part of the country to ever vote for Republicans. Because if you vote for a Republican, you're going to get these ghouls and goblins. And they're going to say, oh, yeah, chicks shouldn't be on bishops, man. It's inversion, dude. It's satanic. You sound insane. To me, honestly, you sound like you belong in a mental asylum. Or when you call people satanic. What the hell does that even mean?
People are always going to
just
think,
because she's a woman,
just
because she's a woman, she's satanic in that role. See, that's exactly why I'm a populist, but I can't be populist, right? When guys like
I'm
this
speaking
say
truth
such
to power,
insane things
Sank.
and
What's your
drive
problem?
He keeps calling him Sank too, and it's jank.
You're
hatred,
huge. I'm
drive
speaking truth to power.
hatred. You're right, I am
you're
power, so
huge.
keep going.
Remember how you said, I'm
He
massive?
thought that the snake thing made sense, I think, because he doesn't know how to pronounce his
Snake.
name. He thinks it's pronounced Sank.
Yeah.
I'm huge. I have this massive audience. So I'm here saying, speaking truth to power. You should be all about that. You should be loving the fact that I'm telling you something now, which is true. It is an
You're speaking
inversion.
gibberish to power.
It is
Or is Beelzebub in the room with us right now?
It is an inversion.
Is Beelzebub and Shaitan in the room with us?
I'm sorry. You hate Christianity?
Time
You
out.
hate Christian ethics, Sank?
I love
Time out.
I love how much they hate each other. I want to see them in person yelling at each other like this. Get in the fucking ring, guys. Damn
Christian
it.
ethics are another
Snake
debate.
win.
I want to ask you about
I
Nazis.
hate your radical
You sure
lunatic
sound like you
version of
do.
Chaps, I want to
That's
calm,
not radical.
Chaps, time out. I want to calm the temperature by turning to Nazi salutes.
I want to calm the temperature by turning it to Nazi salutes.
He should do it.
That was pretty funny.
Cenk, you said about Elon Musk. Let's take a look at what he did, just to remind everyone who may not have seen it.
This one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Ugh. He puts a grunt behind it, dude. He was serious about that. He was hiling so hard.
Doesn't he do it again?
Yeah.
Cenk, you said it was
To the
most
people behind him. He was in a big arena.
obvious Nazi salute you'd ever seen, which I think
you didn't
Hitler
say
might be
that,
a bit
did you?
surprised about, but you don't
didn't
actually
really say
believe
that, did you, Sank? Oh,
Yeah, but Cenk, just to be clear, you don't actually think he's a Nazi, do you? So how can you make a Nazi salute if you're not actually a Nazi and in fact absolutely hate everything they stand for? That's not a Nazi salute. It's a awkward thing that he did to say my heart to you that then gets deliberately misinterpreted as a Nazi salute by people who keep wanting to call everyone on the right a Nazi.
No. So Elon Musk is trolling. So this is a classic right-wing maneuver. It's to get attention.
That I can get behind.
And he knows that if he does a Nazi salute, but he says, oh, but I touched my heart. And I can't believe they're calling me a Nazi. I'm the victim. The left wing is coming after me just because I did the most obvious Nazi salute of all time. Now, the left is angry at me because I'm not calling him a Nazi. I think he's trolling. I think he's doing it for attention. And he does this plausible deniability. It's the oldest trick in the book coming from the right wing. In fact, when you get upset at the right wing, they usually go, he's just trolling, right? So that's what happened there. That wasn't subtle. And again, I have credibility here because when they accused so many people of doing this, I said no. When Laura Ingraham was at the RNC and she raised her arm, and
You know
like,
what
that's a Nazi
stupid
salute.
is? This whole thing happened, and then I see a bunch of pictures on the internet of like different people on the left putting their hand out at that angle, like waving to the crowd and stuff. And it's like, that's different, okay? That's completely different.
Yeah,
He
like
straight up
waving.
just did.
I did a very uncharitable Photoshop of Egghead doing a Nazi salute, and I won't even show it on. I'll show it to people during the private show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid because it's literally just putting your hand up at an angle. Anybody and everybody has done that. But there's a difference between that and what we just saw Elon Musk do, where he straight up does the perfect
he
thing.
like grunted. He put so much oomph into it. You know? He was like, oomph. See, if I do it, you can't even see it.
Huh?
I might be having my fist could be closed right now. You don't even know.
I'm gonna go with you're a Nazi.
It's not a Nazi salute.
I'm going with that.
She just raised her arm. Everybody raises their arm. He did that so crisp, so sharp, exactly like the way that they did in the Third Reich. That's not an accident. He's a smart guy. He's doing it to get to get us to do this segment and for the inauguration
Honestly,
to all be
Cenk,
about Elon
honestly,
Musk.
Cenk,
He's swallowing up all the attention.
I think that is the biggest load of cobblers I've ever heard in my life.
Cobblers?
Andrew, over to you.
Yeah, so it is.
Okay.
And so
Oh my
here's
God!
the
No!
thing.
Don't criticize what is so freaking obvious. And what if he put a Nazi? He put a swastika on his forehead. You guys would be like, no! It does. It's not what it appears. It's not what it appears.
Calm down, Cenk. Calm down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again, didn't interrupt you.
Andrea, go ahead.
By the way, it's great to have the old Cenk back, by the way, just for the record.
Yeah, I didn't interrupt you, Snake. Just calm down for a second. Let me respond
Go
very
ahead,
quickly.
Andrea.
Okay, so we have tons of evidence that Elon Musk isn't a Nazi. Kanye West, I don't know if you remember
just
this.
said that he does. Does he even know what he's arguing against?
No, he has to strawman the argument to create an argument that that Cenk isn't making.
Yeah, like I love what Cenk said because I'm following. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I agree with that. It probably was just a troll.
I don't know.
Like
I don't
Kanye
know
West-
because I think Elon Musk has a history of like supporting far right groups in other parts of the world. I didn't investigate that myself. I just saw people posting links about that. So I'm not sure how true that is. Someone can and then his own child, I think it's his kid that's trans, was like, yeah, he is a Nazi. She basically said that.
He ran for political office. When he released a swastika, it wasn't even a swastika, it's just something that looked like one. Musk banned him for it. Musk just went through and did a massive purge. He just went through and did a massive purge of all sorts of people who were considered Nazis or that the left had been calling Nazis on Twitter. It's a big thing right now. All the evidence points to the fact not only is he not a Nazi, but there's no good incentive for him to even do this. What's the incentive? You say, well, it's a dog whistle. He's trolling. He's just funning this and that. No, this is very common, by the way, for people to make this hand gesture. I have it from AOC. I have it from Clinton. I have it from all of these various people. And the thing is,
it's like I said, it's them putting their hand out at an angle.
Yeah.
That's different. They didn't hit the chest and do it like perfectly. That's different. Yeah. Keep conflating the two as if they're the same. They're not.
Yeah, I did it to Egghead once.
Yeah. Any big enough political figure or celebrity, you're gonna be able to find some clip of them putting their hand up at a good enough,
look at
a good angle where it's like,
chat,
look at that. Oh God. I knew it.
I can't even. I'm showing Shabisky the Egghead Sieg Heil Photoshop.
I knew Egghead was a Nazi. I knew it. That's 100% proof right there.
Yeah, I have it from all of the Democrats. You can draw side-by-side comparisons. People have been showing you them nonstop. You just don't care. You don't care because you want it to be some trolling Nazi thing when it clearly isn't.
Then why did I defend all the other right-wingers when they raised their arms like that? Then why did I defend all the other right-wingers when they raised their arms like that?
Because the same reason you defend left-wingers
that
when they
was the
do.
clearest Nazi salute. And by the way, I literally said, even if he put a swastika on his head, you guys would find an excuse for it. And then, hold on, and then you said about Kanye, when he put a swastika on his head, it wasn't really a Nazi symbol. I mean, you proved my point over and over again. So it's a delight debating
I didn't say it wasn't a Nazi symbol. I said the swastika. I said it wasn't an actual swastika, but it looked enough like one. That he banned
okay,
it.
so
I didn't say
there you go again. I mean, it's a swastika, but not really, because
it was the Star of David. It was the Raelian symbol, which is a Star of David with a swastika like in the middle of it.
Yeah, I see it now. I'd never seen this before until now. I never heard about it.
It's the Raelian. They're like a UFO cult started by like an Israeli guy. He's like a French Israeli guy. His name's Rael, and he's like the leader of their weird UFO sex cult.
Okay, so look, even
I don't like about this emblem.
I think they've changed it, but that's what it used to be back
like
in the day.
actual symbols because they're actual symbols.
It's an absolute Nazi salute. Yeah. So look, guys.
No, he didn't say that. You just made it up
against the ghost.
I mean, Cenk, as he did it,
make a Nazi.
As he did it, Cenk, he literally says, "From my heart to you," or whatever the words were, right?
Yeah.
He literally tells you what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
from
the
my
plausible
heart to
deniability. Of course.
Nobody,
Of course. Do you
nobody
think Piers,
actually believes.
Piers,
Hang on, Cenk.
Piers,
Cenk, hang on.
You're a sophisticated
Cenk,
media person.
including
Do you
by the
really
way.
think he would have said, "This is for the Third Reich"? No, of course he's going to have.
He would if he was a
plausible
Nazi.
deniability. Make up an excuse. You know that.
If he was a Nazi, he'd say Heil Hitler.
By the way, it looks like Pete Hegseth was just confirmed to be Secretary of Defense 51 to 50. I think is what I literally just saw. Does that mean Vance got the tie-breaking vote? That might have been what just happened here. Hold on.
This vote, the yeas are 50 and the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative.
Wow,
and the
Vance
nomination is
actually
confirmed.
got the tie-breaking vote. JD Vance just gave the tie-breaking vote to put Hegseth in as the Secretary of Defense. There it is. Yeah, because there's 100 members of the Senate.
The majority leader?
And the vice president gets the tie-breaking vote. So that means quite a few Republicans voted no.
And laid upon the table, and the president be immediately notified of the Senate's action. Further, that the mandatory quorum call
Fox News host.
nomination be waived.
You hear them breathing into
Is
their
there
mic?
objection? Without objection.
Yeah, I think it's Vance breathing into the mic.
The clerk will report the motion to invoke cloture.
Cloture motion. We, the undersigned
There it
senators,
is.
in accordance with the provisions of Rule 22 of the Standing Rules of the Senate, do hereby move to bring to a close debate on the nomination of Kristi Noem of South Dakota to be.
All right.
Let's get some tips coming through for me to chug this Budweiser, guys.
I'll be right back. I'm going to put you on full screen. I got the full screen back working again.
Full screen biscuit back at it again. Whoa. So yeah, help us out with the cool guy goal over here. For me to chug this beer right here. Let's do it, guys. You want me to boof a dab? Now that sounds fun. I want to boof a dab. Ooh, man. Where's that egghead dork at? Woof. Oh man, full broski. I'm ready to drink a little bit, and I got one of those beat boxes. Anybody here like beat boxes? Shab can quit anytime he wants. Yeah, that's true. I should quit right now. Yeah, I want to know where Egghead is so we can remove his mod, since he's a Nazi, apparently. That piece of shit. I knew something was wrong with that guy. I mean, a lot of things wrong with that guy, but I knew there was something about him. That motherfucker. Where has Agid been? I don't know. Emo Howling Wolf got banned from YouTube, I guess. That's what you're saying. Wow. Yeah, I miss Emo Howling Wolf a bit. want to go back to covering him. It's especially funny when you piss him off. Agid was in the Discord recently, yeah? Yeah, so we're going to be doing a private show after this, guys. If you guys want to be there for that, become a Patreon. There's a link in the chat. Become a Patreon. Spec, is it $5 Patreon or $10 Patreon to watch the show tonight? Is it $5 Patreon? You never had a beatbox? Yeah, I only recently had it. Sunfire, which I don't know if she's here, said I should get it. Okay, yeah, become a $5 Patreon, guys. His channel is still there with the emo howling wolf. Yeah, it was funny when he got pissed off at me and Ben. It's fun to piss off people like him. He said he wanted to punch me in the face. But yeah, I prefer normal beer over beatboxes, but they're all right. They're, for the price, I guess they're pretty good. Get you feeling pretty good. What happened to the Miller High Life cabin? I don't know. I just mix it up with different beers. Sometimes I get Miller High Life, but I feel like I'd have to say that I prefer Bud Light and Budweiser over High Life, Miller High Life. That beer's all right. You gonna drink that beer or is it a prop? It's just a prop. Nah, I was trying to see if we could get some tips coming through for me to chug this beer. Got a little bit of stuff I can drink.
What can you drink?
I could possibly. What?
What did you want to drink?
We're just talking about the Budweiser, you know, this prop that I have in front of me.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Just a
Got
sandwich.
some sort of. Oh, a sandwich.
Yeah, I just threw some food together because,
yeah.
you know, we're gonna do this for a little bit longer, and then we'll go do the private show.
This is for you, the Third Reich. My love to you.
Yeah.
Yes, because he would be an actual Nazi. Instead, he's a guy who literally a few months ago went to Jerusalem. He went to Jerusalem. He went to the
again,
and then he went down to the. He went down to the kibbutz.
This is the first times, like, where both the parties are arguing, like they're not even listening. Like, I don't know. Well, it's actually the guys on the left. They're not listening to what Cenk Uygur is saying here, and they're both strawmanning him by acting like he's arguing that Elon is a Nazi, even though he said the exact opposite. Both even Pierce Morgan is getting in on it and arguing that side. It's like, did you not pay attention? He didn't even talk for very long explaining that. Is it that hard to pay attention?
I don't know if
like
Elon is a
4 minutes?
Nazi or not. I don't know either way.
Yeah, but that, like, for some reason that started becoming the debate, even though Cenk Uygur, whatever, he's not even trying to argue that at all. It's just so weird. There's supposed to be people that like debate for a living and stuff, and they couldn't listen to his argument for just like 4 minutes and absorb that. It was too complicated.
a ghost.
On
I didn't
October the
say he was a
7th.
Nazi.
Too hard
He
to follow
literally went
along.
I didn't
to the
say he was a
scene
Nazi.
of the
You keep
massacre
going back to
of
he's not a
Jewish
Nazi.
people on
I'm
October
saying
the
he's doing
7th.
it for attention, and you know that, Piers. As a guy who loves attention,
It's not true.
you know he's doing
I
it for the
don't.
attention.
I don't
so
know that,
stop making
'cause
an
it
argument,
didn't happen.
debating an argument that I didn't even make.
There is absolutely no way in the world Elon Musk deliberately did that to get attention as a Nazi sympathizer.
Yeah.
The whole idea of that is fanciful, delusional, and deliberately,
No, not as a Nazi
deliberately
sympathizer,
manipulative
Piers.
nonsense.
As a person who goes, me, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's trolling. Do you not understand the concept of trolling?
I do.
So you
I'm
do
very good at it
outrageous
myself. I
things
do.
with plausible
I heard about it
deniability
recently.
so that you can then come and go, oh my God, I got all the attention, plus I'm the victim because they're misinterpreting me.
Yeah, because when you're
It's
selling,
Trump's
okay,
oldest
great
story.
argument,
You
Cenk.
learn
So
that
here's-
trick and you
here's
use
Cenk's
that
argument.
trick.
Cenk, just to be
you're
clear,
having a
hang on.
nonsense debate about
Cenk,
whether he's a Nazi.
just to be clear,
I'm telling you that he did it for attention.
I hear you, but just to be clear, you really think that what he thought would be a good move as he's celebrating Donald Trump's historic second presidency starting, that what Donald Trump would want on the front pages the next day was not a picture of him as the new president, but a picture of Elon Musk doing what you say was a Nazi salute. You think he literally gamed that deliberately to troll people. What part of your brain
Piers,
thinks that
let me
is
ask you a
even
question
feasible
back.
from a guy who literally lands space rockets in cradles?
Oh,
He's got one of
God.
the biggest brains in the world. He was not deliberately trolling people as if he's a Nazi. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, Piers, let me ask you a question back.
Has Piers Morgan never heard the saying, even, what is it, even bad publicity is still publicity? You know? Like,
I think it depends on what kind of business you're in. Elon Musk, he can't like get canceled because he just has all the money, you know?
yeah. But for the amount of time that everybody's really paying attention to him, does he make more money because of different outlets and everything? Like is he making more money because there's more attention towards his name? I wouldn't doubt it. I feel like that's the way Kanye is. Even though he's probably pretty crazy when it comes down to it, I feel like he does a lot of trolly things, a lot of like crazy things just to get attention on him, so he could sell more fucking albums.
I don't know.
If you were giving a speech in the inauguration or in the parliament or anywhere, and somebody told you, hey, go say from my heart and do this exact thing where you even almost snap your boots. You know, he just snapped that salute, right?
He won't
Would
do
you
it again.
Would you really do it?
He snapped it.
And I want you to do it right now
I told him,
if you say you would do it.
I told him, I didn't tell him, but I tweeted, and 10 million people have viewed my post on X, so he'll have seen it. I just said it was very ill-advised of him to do that move. Absolutely.
There you go. So
very
you think it
ill-advised,
did look like a Nazi
but
salute.
anyone who genuinely believes he was doing it to replicate a Nazi salute is talking complete bullshit. Andrew.
Yeah, and to just respond.
No,
very
but
briefly,
Piers-
I want to bring
Hang on,
Andrew in
hang
now.
on,
Let me bring Andrew in.
It's so
Andrew,
weird
calm down.
because imagine if it was like Obama that did it. What do you think these two guys on the left would be saying? They would be on the side of like, look, Obama did a Nazi salute, guys. Look. You know, like
yes,
it's always this football game. since it's their buddy that did it, it's like, oh no, it was something else. It wasn't really that. We could do as much mental gymnastics as possible to try to make it.
Some people just play for their team.
Yeah, and that's what it seems like for these two guys here, Piers Morgan and the other guy on the left.
A Nazi salute, why was it ill-advised? If it didn't look like a Nazi salute, why was it ill-advised?
Andrew, it was ill-advised to do it, and I'm sure he'll now realize that. It was an ill-advised act.
Okay, good.
So here's
and
the
he
thing,
makes a
too.
good point. Piers Morgan's like, anybody who thinks he did a Nazi salute, stupid. But it was ill-advised of him to do that. Why was it ill-advised? How does that make sense?
This was off. This is something that's off the cuff. Cenk's entire argument here is it's trolling. Believe me, that's it. No evidence, no anything.
None.
All
No,
evidence to
he
the
didn't even-
contrary.
you don't have
He doesn't
evidence
claim he's a.
You don't know
doesn't
what's
even
in
claim
his
he's a
head.
Nazi.
He said
It's not my.
that was just his theory. He said that was his opinion. He didn't say that was just what was the truth.
claim. You, the claimer. You bring the evidence. You, the claimer, bring the evidence. Oh, it was trolling? I have no evidence.
The
Believe me, though.
is in the
Great
video
argument.
where he does a Sig Heil
Oh, that's
salute,
the evidence.
and you're saying
He didn't
no,
do a
it's
Sig Heil.
actually his mind.
Now it's a Sig Heil.
You read his mind, and he meant really well by it.
You are
You're
the one claiming you
that
read
has
his mind. You're the one claiming you read his mind, and it's a troll, bro.
I'm
Believe
telling
me.
you what we all saw with our own eyes and ears. In fact, Piers admits that it looks like a Nazi salute. Piers is on my side on that.
No,
You're
I
saying,
said it was
even
an
though it looks like a Nazi salute,
No,
I read his mind,
Let me be
and he
clear.
meant nothing but warm.
Let me be clear. It was an
All right. So we're going to go do the private show for a little while. If anyone wants to hit us with one last tip train, that would be amazing. Just one last tip train. That would be really good. Really good. If the tip train could hit us.
I could chug this beer before we go to our private show.
Yeah, what can we do? For like $20. $20 for a beer chug.
Yeah, I could chug both beers.
Okay. So when we get to, so it's at 212.35 right now. So when we get to 232.35.
Let's do it, guys.
So
$20.
And this is what I'll do also. As a gift to you, the private show tonight will be extra insane. That's all I can promise.
Whoa. Holy dick in a butt.
Holy dick in a butt.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a link to the private show, like to the post on Patreon, in the description. And if you go there, there's a get a 15% off your first month right there. So you can sign up and you'll get 15% off your first month. So there's that. There's something. You know what I am saying, bro?
Oh, yeah. I really like when Cenk Yogurt here gets on Piers Morgan. Like, it's probably the most entertaining part of his show. It's when I feel like when he brings him on, I feel like the rest of the show is probably most of the time pretty boring. Because I've seen other clips.
There's some good ones on here. I've seen some good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It seems like from stuff I've seen of the show before, seems like they don't do a good job of trying to bring on people that can represent their side well if they're arguing against them, you know. But Cenk is someone who I think can argue pretty well and everything.
Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but he's good. Also, you know what else you can do? You can also gift Patreon memberships now. Right there. So you can like buy one for somebody else and give it to them. You could just drop them in the Discord and let people grab them if you want. That's one way of doing it. I'm just I'm actually checking on one thing here. We are going to do it, but we do need we need a few more here. We need a couple more. So please sign up. I need to fix the alert cuz I don't think Streamlabs has been displaying like new patron alerts for quite some time, and I don't know why. I guess I'll need to figure that out. Cuz I definitely had it on at one point.
Yeah, I remember it working before.
Let's see here.
Cenk looks pissed. Or he looks like he's about to poop. Something along the lines. He's about to drop a log.
Yeah.
It was an
Yeah, I'll play it.
ill-advised
Sorry.
No evidence.
movement of his arm because Obviously, the kickback has shown that. However,
Great argument, by the way.
He did
Believe
not
me,
say,
bro.
as you're
Believe me,
saying,
bro.
as you're saying, Cenk, he did not say Sieg Heil, because that would have made him a Nazi saluting Adolf Hitler. He said, from my heart to you. Rather less, I would say, contentious than Sieg Heil, which is what you want people to think he was doing.
That salute.
He snapped that salute.
Okay, Piers, let me ask you one more question.
Let's change subject.
If Elon thought, oh my God, that's so ill-advised, I feel so bad about that. If somebody was saying that I did something Nazi, I said, oh my God, I feel bad about that if it was ill-advised. Why wouldn't he just say, oh, of course I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry if people perceive it that way. But he never does that.
What does he need to apologize for? He didn't do anything wrong.
If Elon Musk does it again.
But Piers thinks he did something wrong.
No, Cenk, if he does it again in public that way, then he will be trolling people. Because now he knows how it looks.
Okay, deal.
Oh, it's only if he does it a second time it becomes a troll.
Million years. The last thing Elon Musk, having literally been...
He did do it more than once, by the way.
That is true, yeah. He did it twice, 2 times in a row like that. And it's crazy. There's no way that he didn't know what he was doing. Stuff. It's crazy.
Jewish people were massacred on October the 7th, literally a few months ago. The idea that he would now want people to think he's a
After
Nazi
being pressured
is ridiculous. Anyway, I want to change the subject quickly. We're running out of time. Andrew, many people are saying that what Elon Musk and Trump and RFK, Joe Rogan, all these guys, that there's a kind of new broligarchy that is ruling America. And that's why so many young men in particular, black, white, Muslim, Jew, whatever, all came out and voted for Trump in bigger numbers. Do you feel is it a real thing?
All right. Yeah, I think I'm done with this for now. It was entertaining for the time that we watched it. It was pretty good. Yeah, we're going to go do this private show now. I don't know if... I don't know. We'll maybe there will be a late night stream later tonight after the private show. We'll see about that. But you should sign up for the private show. I'm going to post... the link to it, really like the link to the Patreon post so that you guys can go there and sign up.
Become a Patreon.
Patreon-a-thorn.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Become a Patreon. $5 Patreon to watch the private show.
Yeah, there it is. That's how you can go to it.
You stinking atheists.
And we will see all of you there. Sign up. We will see you there.
Peace.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.